What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over and talking about my new addition to the squad in NBA 2K26 MyTEAM, and that is the Pink Diamond, Kevin Garnett. Now, if you're wondering, Ty, why did you decide to get KG? I thought you were trying to get Joel Embiid. Well, it's a pretty simple equation, right? Yesterday, I was looking into Lou Will. The one that I saw was 1.7 million MT, so I kind of had to come up with a little bit of a backup plan, and again, I'll kind of talk you guys through that as we do dive into this. Am I still going to try to get Joel Embiid? I don't know. I'm so far away from him right now, so it's not something that I'm really super worried about. But I looked into KG, and there was a Latrell Sprewell that I got for like 700,000 MT, and I thought to myself, if I can get Sprewell for 700,000 MT instead of Lou Will for 1.8 million MT, doesn't it make sense for me to go for KG instead of Joel Embiid? That's what I thought to myself, and that's what I decided to do. So I'm going to calculate exactly how much I spent on KG. I haven't really done the exact calculations. And again, this is just kind of my personal best guess because I don't really know. Okay, and I don't know the exact amount, but to get KG, you needed, Sprewell. I spent 700,000 MT on him. You needed a Pink Diamond Wild Gem. I think I spent right around 750 to get this Pink Diamond Wild Gem. I don't know exactly. That's just my best guess on what I spent to get it. It could have been more. It could have been less. I really am not sure. For Jaden and Rob Will, I spent basically 100,000 a piece. So, I mean, right now we're at what? 1.6 million MT. For Perkins, I think I spent 70K. I mean, nothing crazy, but that's what I did indeed spend. For Thad Young, I only spent 10K. I got him for super cheap. I ended up overpaying for Kemba, spending 40,000 MT. The reason I spent so much on Kemba is because I needed KG in a timely manner, and it just was what it was. Paul Pierce, I think I spent 18,000 MT. Yes, I overpaid for him, but at the end of the day, again, it was a timely purchase. I needed him in a timely manner. Now, after that, I think I needed a Diamond Timberwolves and Diamond Celtics player. I think between those two combined, I spent about 150. I needed an AMI Celtics player and an AMI Nets player. I think between those two, I spent probably close to 80,000 MT. And then you need like 4 Ruby Wild Gems. You need like a bunch of Sapphires. You need a bunch of Golds. Between all of those, I'm probably looking at about 100,000 MT. Between everything, you're looking at about 2.1 million MT for me to get KG. Now, is he worth that? Is that a price that I would pay if I were you guys? Honestly, I like KG. The only reason I'm really getting KG, really got KG, was for King of the Court, though. So don't think like that. I personally think for you guys out there, that KG is necessarily worth it. The one thing I would say is, again, for King of the Court, I do think KG might be worth it. A lot of people are like, Ty, why don't you just go get Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard is really good in his own right and probably a fraction of the price of KG. Meanwhile, I'd be able to go turn around and sell Dwight. Well, here's the situation. Dwight Howard is 2 million MT. And I think side by side, comparing the two, I like KG more than Dwight. And again, I would have had to wait to get Dwight Howard. Whereas with KG, I got him right when I wanted him. So those are the couple of things to look at ultimately when I'm comparing the cards. Again, I never like spending that much MT on a card. I don't necessarily ever think it's even worth doing. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. And that's ultimately what I decided. It's like, well, if I want, and I'm not necessarily in the best position in King of the Court right now. I've played what? I'm trying to think exactly. Let's see. I've played 3 games and I'm at 8,100. Like, I'm not in the best position. No, I'm not in a bad position, but I'm not in the best position right now. Obviously, I need a really good next game, and we'll see where I'm at after that. But the big thing, the most important thing right now is that I just continue to win games. So obviously I need KG. KG is important in what I'm trying to do to ultimately win games today in King of the Court. So it's not necessarily plan A what was me getting KG, but when I really broke things down, when I really dove into it, it's like KG is way cheaper than Joel Embiid right now. And it's something that I could afford, right? Like, I can't afford to spend 1.8 million MT on a, Lou Will card. And that's really what it came down to. I could afford KG. I couldn't afford Joel Embiid at the current time. And my thing was like, I wanted a power forward to run next to Jack Sigma anyways for this week, right? In future weeks, maybe I'll start KG with Joel Embiid if I find a way to get both of them. But for this week, I was really focused on getting somebody to run next to Jack Sigma, and that is what I ultimately did come up with. So 2.1 million MT, I feel like I don't want to say it's cheap, because it's definitely not cheap, but I feel like it's cheaper than what a lot of other people are getting him for. And maybe I'm wrong on that. You guys can let me know. But I feel like people are spending way more MT for cards than I did on him specifically. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys can let me know if I overspent or whatever you guys, think on that. But I feel like a lot of people are spending more MT than I personally did for him. So not to, cope necessarily, but it is something to obviously think about, with things as they stand right now. I'm going to go through, open all these, send everybody in, that I can to the auctions, and just continue to move and groove through this. But look at all these cards that I have to add to my collection. Like, I mean, honestly, I've got a lot of really solid cards. I wonder if I can exchange some of these for wild gems, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get an extra guy that I can use to ultimately, eventually, hopefully get a Ruby Wild Gem that can be used to get Joel Embiid. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hoping, asking for too much, but you never know, right? Like, you never know. Maybe the odds will be on my side, but I am just flipping off, seeing if anything comes of it. Obviously, again, never expecting anything crazy. So I guess, that's where I'm at. I just kind of wanted to update you guys. We did add KG to the squad. So far, I'll drop a gameplay on him. So far, my impressions of KG, I mean, the card is good. I just think his release is slightly slow, but to me, he's just like a better version of Giannis. Like, and I know HGB came in my stream yesterday and said that, and it's true. Like, KG to me is just like a better version of what Giannis Antetokounmpo gives me. So I don't really mind what I see with KG. It's just going to be one of those things. He is going to have to continue to hoop in a big time way. And to me right now, as it stands, I think KG might be the best defensive player in the game for me, right? Like, I gave him some extra badges, obviously made him slightly better, but for me, he may be that best defensive player in the game. So just kind of something to ultimately think about for my KG card. He's going to be around for a while. So again, 2 million, 2.1, it's a very steep price, right? I've spent some money. I've grinded the game like crazy so far. Spending that much on a card honestly makes me sick, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, especially as I am trying to win in King of the Court. So that's going to really wrap it up for our video today. Just kind of wanted to update you guys, give you guys my thoughts on things. You guys can let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.